Okay. For instance, you'll see a guy headlining at the Spear. They probably be getting a couple of $1 million. But you'll see a guy on the undercard of a big show probably making more money than that guy.
Floyd, I saw a thing this morning, him talking about keeping his money clean, stuffing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a plastic bag. These guys don't need money. A lot of times when you get these great champions fighting well past their prime, it's to make cash.
Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too.
Terence Crawford is shutting down talk of a fight with Floyd Mayweather, calling it nothing more than a money grab. Crawford says he never imagined stepping in the ring with Mayweather and isn't interested now. To him, these kinds of matchups aren't about proving skill, but about selling hype for cash. He points out that Mayweather, long retired, is chasing exhibition paydays while his own era has already passed. Crawford makes it clear, this is his time, and no money-driven stunt is going to overshadow what he's built in boxing.
I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boy, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
Boy, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll beat his ass. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
Critics say Floyd Mayweather's recent return to the ring isn't about legacy, but about cash. Once praised for his flawless record and defensive skill, Mayweather now leans on exhibition bouts that deliver big paydays but little competition. Observers point out that despite his fortune, he continues flaunting wealth and chasing low-stakes fights. For many fans, it's a clear sign his post-retirement focus is money, not meaningful challenges, a shift that has left some disappointed with how his career has evolved.
Floyd, I saw a thing this morning, him talking about keeping his money clean, stuffing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a plastic bag. These guys don't need money. A lot of times when you get these great champions fighting well past their prime, it's to make cash. We see it a lot. These two don't seem to need the money. So I don't understand the need to do this. When talked about it, Mike Tyson said, I still can't believe Floyd wants to really do this. It's going to be detrimental to his health, but he wants to do it. So it's signed and it's happening. Hey, when Mike fought Jake Paul, a lot was made of him being 58 years old. He's in tremendous shape. I mean, I saw him, and even in there, right? He couldn't get going at the rate that he expected, but early, he was fighting like Mike Tyson. Floyd Mayweather's much younger, but he's so much smaller. So I get why Mike is like, yo, I don't know what this dude wants to do. Because there was a world where no one would ever thought that those guys would end up in the ring together. And again, they don't need money. I imagine, though, it's going to be a boatload.
Former champion Timothy Bradley has weighed in on the dream matchup between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. Bradley argues that Mayweather always had trouble with southpaws, and Crawford's versatile style would be a nightmare for him. With switch-hitting skills, sharp timing, and adaptability, Bradley believes Crawford has the tools to crack Floyd's famous defense. He even goes as far as to claim Mayweather isn't that good against fighters like Crawford, a bold take that has only added more fuel to the ongoing debate among fans.
Absolutely, but Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Zab Judah. Zab Judah, a damn terrific fighter. But he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's gonna reach against one of the best back foot counterpunchers in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that back hand. The way he reaches with that. That level change backhand he throws too? No, man, that pull jab he does too, that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Floyd got a 72-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too. And he got a 75-inch reach. Great counterpuncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep. I noticed. Floyd's not having success. He started to step on the gas. That's what he do. And he gonna run into problems with Crawford because Crawford hits harder than him. Crawford is the most complete fighter that I've ever witnessed in real life.
On the flip side, some analysts say comparing Terence Crawford to Floyd Mayweather is unfair. They point out that Mayweather's resume features a deep list of elite opponents, while Crawford hasn't faced the same level of competition. From this perspective, Crawford's accomplishments, though impressive, don't yet match the historical weight of Mayweather's career. These voices argue that Floyd's greatness is already secured, while Crawford is still writing his legacy and shouldn't be elevated to the same pedestal just yet.
Everybody acting like Bud is the second coming of Mayweather. Y'all got the game fucked up. Mayweather actually didn't get hit or gets hit by dudes that, like, who on Bud's resume is an equivalent of someone on Floyd's resume? So that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd not getting hit by elites, Bud getting hit by non-elites, and somehow y'all think Canelo not about to touch.
Boxing commentator Showbiz The Adult sparked debate with a bold claim: Terence Crawford deserves to be ranked above Floyd Mayweather. His reasoning centers on Crawford's win over Canelo Alvarez, a fight he says Floyd would never have risked. Showbiz notes that Crawford moved up in weight to face a prime, dangerous opponent, while Mayweather was known for carefully timing and selecting his matchups. That willingness to take risks, he argues, pushes Crawford's legacy beyond Mayweather's calculated career, challenging the long-standing view of Floyd as untouchable in boxing history.
Why is Terence Bud Crawford greater than Floyd Mayweather? Or better than Floyd Mayweather? Greater is a little bit different. Greater is impact, resume, all that shit, but better. Terence Bud Crawford, after what he did last night, is better than Floyd Mayweather because there is no way Floyd Mayweather would attempt to do that crazy shit. See, that's the insane Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvelous Marvin Hagler after being gone for 5 years type shit. Never being at middleweight, first fight at middleweight, being against Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Terence Bud Crawford never been on middleweight shit. The most he's been is super welterweight, and he was only there once. And he's fighting at 168 against one of the greatest super middleweights of all time, one of the greatest middleweights of all time, pound for pound, one of the greatest fighters of all time, reigning undisputed champion at super middleweight. That is unheard of, and that's something that Floyd Mayweather wouldn't even.
Terence Crawford has voiced frustration over constant comparisons to Floyd Mayweather. He says he has no interest in fighting Floyd, reminding fans that Mayweather had his era while this one belongs to him. Crawford respects Floyd's legacy but insists the two careers shouldn't overlap. In his view, it's unfair to pit him against a retired fighter past his prime when he is still building his own dominance today. Instead, he wants fans to focus on the history he's creating in the present.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going out that much.
Now,
Danny Garcia, who has shared the ring with elite names, offered a diplomatic take on the Mayweather versus Crawford debate. Rather than picking a winner, he predicted the matchup would likely end in a draw. Garcia explained that Floyd's defensive brilliance and Crawford's adaptable offense could neutralize each other, leaving no clear edge. His balanced view reflects the respect both fighters command and adds another layer to the heated discussion among fans over who would truly come out on top.
Crawford has the tools to beat him. He has the long arms. He switches lefty and righty, but Floyd was pinpoint accuracy, tremendous defense. I just think whoever that at 147, that's tough. I don't know. A draw.
Okay, what about Oscar De La Hoya and Crawford at 54?
Oh man, Oscar was a hell of a fighter, man. I think they could beat each other. To be honest, I think Oscar could beat him. Oscar's a hell of a fighter. He got great jab, good footwork. Oscar was a tremendous fighter. I feel like people really overlook his resume. He's an Olympic gold medalist. That's the hardest thing probably to get. It's harder in the world.
Former champion Shane Mosley believes Floyd Mayweather's size would be his biggest weakness against Terence Crawford. While praising Floyd's technical brilliance, Mosley argues he'd struggle with Crawford's power, reach, and versatility. He points out that Crawford's ability to switch stances and use his physical edge could break through Mayweather's defense. According to Mosley, Floyd thrived against fighters his own size, but against a naturally bigger and stronger opponent like Crawford, the gap would simply be too much. His take underscores how size can be just as decisive as skill in fantasy matchups.
So I've got serious personal differences with Terence Crawford, and I have ethical issues with Terence Crawford in the way that he negotiated certain things and certain things went down. However, at this point in his career, and I really believe since he's at 135 pounds, there's no question the greatness and how terrific a fighter he is. So after he beats Canelo Alvarez and becomes the undisputed champion in his third weight division, people start asking the question of whether or not he's better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. And I think that is a fair question. And the reason that I say that is because they're the same size. They're the same size. They fought by and large in the same weight classes, and dominated right after one another. Really, there was the period of Andre Ward in between them. I would love to throw Andre Ward in the conversation, but I don't think that the comparison is as clean and easy to make between Terence Crawford and Andre Ward as it is between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Just again, because of the similarity in the weight classes that they fought in. So when Shane Mosley chimed in and talked about the two, my ears perked up. Perked up because if you recall, Shane Mosley was the one that gave Floyd Mayweather Jr. his most dangerous fight, without a doubt. His most dangerous fight, the one where Shane Mosley landed on Floyd Mayweather 2 times and rocked him in the first round. Shane was an older fighter. Floyd bared down and won the fight.
Boxing's biggest debate right now centers on Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. Commentator Showbiz The Adult notes that Crawford's win over Canelo Alvarez has fueled comparisons, but he warns against oversimplifying. One fight doesn't define a legacy, he says, pointing to Floyd's decades of dominance across multiple divisions. For Showbiz, true comparisons require looking at consistency, quality of opponents, and lasting impact on the sport. Trainer Stephen Breadman Edwards adds another angle. He urges fans to stop forcing comparisons altogether, reminding everyone that Mayweather is retired while Crawford is still carving out his story. In his view, Crawford's win over Canelo should be celebrated on its own, not overshadowed by endless debates about Floyd. Still, the boxing world remains divided. Some fans argue that Crawford's willingness to take risks, like moving up 2 weight classes to beat Canelo, proves he belongs above Mayweather.
My Mount Rushmore is best boxers. Greatest is different. Greatest is impact. Now you're talking Floyd Mayweather. You're talking Muhammad Ali. You're talking, all those guys. Sugar Ray Robinson, everybody. But this is best. And sadly, when it comes to the heavyweight division, just by nature, the little guys are the better guys. Okay. Not only are they better skill-wise, they have more opportunity to do greater things because they're small. They can go up weight classes. They can kind of test themselves more. The heavyweight division is at the top of the mountain. All right. So they're the badasses of the badasses. You kind of go up to them, but they can't push themselves up much more, except for within their weight class. They fight a very big guy or whatnot, like Usyk did with Tyson Fury.
Others insist Floyd's undefeated record and defensive genius make him untouchable. The truth may lie somewhere in between, with both men representing different eras and different paths to greatness. Crawford's victory over Canelo is seen as the defining moment of his career. Facing a dominant champion in his prime, Crawford delivered with precision and control, proving he's not only skilled but fearless. That triumph pushed him into the conversation of all-time greats. Now, questions turn to what's next.
You know, man, I don't really want to compare them right now, Hans, if we seeing everything that's going on with Floyd and Roy. You know what I mean? And, you know, and they competitive guys. Next thing you know, Bud and Floyd to be mad at each other, man, and wanting to fight because people is like putting them against each other. Let's just enjoy the moment. I don't know. It's a close fight. You know, it's things Floyd do better. It's things that Bud do better. But I'd rather not say, because I'm not going to just lie and just say nothing, like, and make up something just to, I got my opinion on, you know, how the fights would go and, you know, but I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter. And I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with Floyd and Roy. They two guys that a lot of the younger guys look up to, and they taking shots at each other in the media because of the who's better and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I just want to see Bud enjoy his moment. And, you know, unfortunately, they didn't fight. You know, they could have made, they kind of two different eras, though. Even though they was fighting at the same time, Floyd kind of was doing his different thing over there with PBC, and Bud's a lot young, about 10 years younger than him. So
Crawford could chase history at middleweight, where tough opponents like Janabek Alimkanyili await. A rematch with Canelo is also on the table, potentially bigger than their first showdown. And while some even mention retirement, given his unprecedented achievements, most believe Crawford isn't done yet. Whether or not the comparisons to Mayweather continue, one thing is clear: Terence Crawford has already secured his place in boxing history, and the next chapter could be his boldest yet.
I used to think that the size difference was too much, that Canelo Alvarez was like, man, how are they going to do this? He's 168, Terence Crawford's 147. But seeing what I've seen from Canelo Alvarez and seeing what I've seen from Terence Crawford, and while Terence Crawford didn't look great in his last fight, he looked awesome against Errol Spence. But to me, Terence Crawford is as good as they come. He's another all-time great. He's a legend. He's one of the best that I've seen from a pound-for-pound standpoint. But to me, Terence Crawford, he's older, but a lot less wear and tear. He turned pro in 2008, but he has 41 fights to his name. Canelo Alvarez is 63. Canelo Alvarez also has taken more shots, has been in more wars, quote-unquote, whereas Terence Crawford was just beating everybody's ass for a very long time. And almost all of his fights have been one-sided. And two, I think Terence Crawford's going to beat him in September. I don't know how.
Boxing fans continue to debate one of the sport's hottest questions: how does Terence Crawford stack up against Floyd Mayweather? Commentator Showbiz The Adult acknowledges that Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez has fueled talk that his legacy may rival, or even surpass, Mayweather's. But he cautions against simple comparisons. Crawford's win was historic, yet Floyd's career spans decades of dominance across multiple divisions. For Showbiz, true legacies are judged on consistency, quality of opposition, and lasting influence on the sport. Trainer Stephen Breadman Edwards offered another perspective. He urged fans to stop pitting fighters against each other and instead celebrate Crawford's moment for what it is, a once-in-a-lifetime achievement. Edwards stressed that Mayweather is retired, Crawford is still active, and dragging Floyd's name into the conversation only fuels unnecessary rivalry.
But Crawford defeated Saul Canelo Alvarez to become the new, undisputed super middleweight champion and achieving GOAT status of his era. A lot of people are wondering now, what could be the next step for Terence Bud Crawford? And to be honest with you, there's a couple options. The great man himself did state a move to middleweight division could be his next step. And of course, a certain someone caught wind of this. With this interview, Janabek posted this with two emojis with a thumbs up and an A-OK. And to be honest with you guys, I would love this matchup here. I mean, Janabek is one of the most feared and avoided boxers in the entire game today. And look, stylistically, this could be an absolute epic matchup. I mean, the boxing IQ and thunderous power in Janabek versus the GOAT himself. Who wouldn't want to see that? But of course, there are rumors that Carlos Adames could be Janibek's next opponent, and that could be a huge unification to see who's the top dog at 160. But after that, who knows, man? And of course, the next option could be the rematch between Saul Canelo Alvarez. And for me, I would absolutely love to see this. I mean, the first time round was absolutely amazing to see Terence Crawford achieve greatness. But to do it again, guys, who wouldn't want to see this? And to be honest with you, it could be even bigger than the first time round. Or option 3, in my opinion, could be retirement. I mean, what he's achieving in the game is absolutely unbelievable. Undisputed, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And defeating the guy, the man himself, Saul Canelo Alvarez, to achieve that. What more is there to achieve at this point right now, guys, honestly? But look, knowing Bud, I'm pretty sure retirement is out of the question. Well, at least for now. But after what he's achieved, no one can question what he decides to do next. And look, guys, for me, even if his next move is to go to middleweight, best believe I'll be there to watch it, guys. But guys, what's your thoughts about all this? And what do you think Terence Crawford should do next?
Despite these calls for balance, the boxing world remains split. Supporters of Crawford argue that his willingness to take risks, especially moving up in weight to defeat Canelo, sets him apart. Others insist that Mayweather's undefeated record and defensive brilliance remain unmatched. In truth, both men represent different eras and different paths to greatness, and each has left a unique mark on boxing history. Crawford's triumph over Canelo is widely seen as the defining moment of his career. Moving up 2 weight classes to face one of the most dangerous champions of his era, Crawford showed not only skill but fearlessness. Analysts believe that victory cemented his place among the all-time greats.